never been on a proper roller coaster before, so today I'm going to conquer my fear and go on that. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, so I don't think this one goes upside down, so it should be fine. I say that now, but yeah. We'll see what happens.
2 hours later.
Okay, so we went on the ride. I'm so scared. My whole body right now is just...
I've realized that I like to go into things feeling prepared, organized, knowing what I'm doing. Going on unpredictable rides on a rainy day at Universal Studios goes against this pragmatic approach I have to things. I find it funny watching back on these clips and literally seeing myself freak out at the mere thought of going on a ride. But against my adrenaline-adverse nature, I was thoroughly surprised by how much I actually enjoyed it, which brings me to the thought of having expectations. We lay our scene back in Osaka, where for my last few hours in this lovely city, I decided to wander around the neighborhood my Airbnb was located in. By some miracle, we stumbled upon an utterly beautiful shrine that locals frequented. Turtles! I was like, is that a duck underwater? Once again, I was in a situation where reality was different to expectations. Walking out, I felt so at peace with nature. Before long, we said goodbye to our kind B&B hosts, a smiling couple who chatted to us despite language barriers, and headed to Kyoto. We didn't have long there, so we chose to see the must-sees really quickly. Perhaps on the top of this list were the endless torii gates of the Fushimi Inari Shrine, dedicated to the Shinto god of rice. These gates act as pathways to shrines and have the names of donors carved into them. They're also crazy popular on social media. I swear, every single person I know who has been to Japan has taken a photo with these gates, which of course is perfectly valid because I was doing the same thing. But what you don't know from these photos is how long they take to get, because there are so many people. It is so super crowded, especially going there at 9 AM, which is my mistake. I've heard 6 AM is a really good time to go, but if you like sleeping like me, that might just not happen.
No.
Exploring Gion, the geisha district, was far more enjoyable. To walk amongst the traditional houses was absolutely breathtaking.
Right now we are at the iconic. Oh.
Orang kirain kita mau ngapain sih?
Though personally, the most special part of my trip to Kyoto was actually to a place I had never heard of. My friend had actually found it on a travel recommendations app. Taking a long, winding bus ride to what seemed like the countryside, we ended up instead in a storybook. Pastel hydrangeas dotted the area of Sanzenin Temple, and the grounds were so abundantly green it felt magical. And as my friend said when looking at the photos afterwards, it looked like a forest of matcha, and I couldn't agree more. And with that, our one-week adventure around the Kansai prefecture was brought to a close, with a bullet train trip back to the capital. I learnt many things about travelling that week, stuff like bringing an abundant amount of toothpaste, but also to let yourself have an open mind and few expectations, for then you can be completely amazed by the world and its beauty.